Beast of Buckingham Palace, chapter 45, Storming of the Palace. Nanny is dead, the all-seeing eye is there, the octobuts now I think only got 2 arms. What's going to happen next? Zap, 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 lasers shot from the centre of the flying robot's eye, and the 3 dodged out of the way as explosions went off all around them. Boom! The corridor was narrow and there was nowhere to hide. Alfred was frozen to the spot, standing in front of the all-seeing eye. None of the lasers were shooting in his direction. Why wasn't he a target? Nanny must have been telling the truth for once. They needed his blood. The Queen grabbed her son's hand and yanked him into the alcove. "You could have been killed," she hissed. "It doesn't want to hurt me," he whispered. "Look." Then Alfred stepped out into the corridor again to come eye to eye with the gigantic eye with the robot again. The Queen tried desperately to pull him down to the ground, but the boy was willful. "Son, no!" she screamed, holding his arm. Zap, boom! "Ah!" screamed the Queen. "My eyes!" And in anger, Prince Alfred ran and leapt at the thing to make it stop. And just as he had grabbed hold of it, it whisked him up into the air at terrific speed. Whoosh! He held on for dear life as the machine flew up through the palace, leaving only Might to tend to the Queen. There he is on the all-seeing eye. Bursting through some double doors, boosh, the boy found himself on the ground floor of Buckingham Palace. Boom! Rat-tat-tat-tat! Boom! Bang! From the sound of explosions and gunfire outside, it was clear the revolution was gathering pace. The revolutionaries must be at the palace gates by now, and it wouldn't be long until they would break through them and storm the palace itself. Through yet more doors they sped, until the all-seeing eye stopped, with Alfred sat astride it at the palace ballroom. There, waiting patiently for the prince, was the Lord Protector. The evil man was standing on the huge chalk pattern he'd laid out on the floor, and at the centre was the statue of the griffin. All around the floor were arranged the 9 other stone statues of the king's beasts. See everybody there. I'm going to look because I've not had a look at it properly. Where's the Lord Protector on there? Is that him there in the middle? Doesn't look very nice, does he? There. And then all of the king's beasts all around, and the guards either side, and there's Alfred sat astride the all-seeing eye. Oh my word. The Lion of England, the White Greyhound of Richmond, the Yale of Beaufort, the Red Dragon of Wales, the White Horse of Hanover, the White Lion of Mortimer, the Unicorn of Scotland, the Black Bull of Clarence, and the Falcon of the Plantagenets. Alfred realised it wasn't a chessboard. After all, it was a map, a giant map of Britain. Each of the 10 beasts had been placed where it had come from. The dragon in Wales, the unicorn in Scotland, the lion in England, and so on. "Your Royal Highness! How so good of you to join us," purred the Lord Protector. He did a little theatrical bow as if he were being deferential, though it was clear he was anything but. Just in time to... Prince Alfred slid off the all-seeing eye and onto his feet. "Where is my father?" he demanded. "I'm here," Alfred replied the man. Lying on the floor behind the statue of the griffin was the king. Alfred rushed over to him and fell to his knees. "Father!" he cried. The king looked like death. He was even more hollow and pale than before. His eyes were closed. "He has no more blood in him," said the Lord Protector, "which is why I need yours." "Son," whispered the king, his eyes flickering open. "Yes, father, it's me, Alfred. I'm so sorry, son. The Lord Protector has been controlling me for years. My mind, my body. He's weakened me to make this beast strong." "I know, father. I sent you and your mother to the tower because I thought you would be safer there, away from this beast." Alfred hugged him close. "He has been too greedy. My blood is too thin for him now, for his wicked plan. Run, son, run, please. Run, or the Lord Protector will unleash a power so great it's impossible to imagine." The boy rose to his feet. "No, I have to stop this evil man once and for all." "And how, pray tell, are you going to do that, child?" purred the Lord Protector, who had been listening all along. There he is next to the griffin with Alfred and his father. Kaboom! Bang! Rat-a-tat-tat! Can't you hear that? Exclaimed Alfred. The revolution's underway. The people of this country have had enough of you and your evil rule, and this game is over. The Lord Protector smiled. Oh no, this game has only just begun. He turned to the royal guards. Seize him! At once Prince Alfred was surrounded. Roughly he was dragged towards the bottom of the map. What are you doing to me? You will find out soon enough. One of the guards passed the Lord Protector an ancient leather-bound book. Alfred could make out the gold lettering on the front. It was the Book of Albion. The Book of Albion! Exclaimed the boy. So you were paying attention in my Latin classes after all, remarked the Lord Protector. Here is the Book of Albion, chapter 46. That one was always kept under lock and key in the palace library, exclaimed Alfred. I was never allowed to look at it. For good reason, purred the Lord Protector. This is the most ancient book in the world, handwritten and illustrated by holy men centuries ago. This is the only one in existence, the only one ever made. It tells the story of the creation of Albion. Albion. It's the ancient word for Great Britain. Your history isn't too shabby either, child. It begins with the story of the first ever ruler of this island, long before King Alfred, long before official records began. Back then, a beast was terrorising the people of Albion. The Lord Protector showed the prince some of the ancient illustrations in the story. They were hand-painted and looked like stained-glass windows you see in churches. In the picture, there was a huge, fiery beast with the head and wings of an eagle and the body and tail of a lion. A griffin, exclaimed Alfred. The very same. One brave man stepped forward, and in fearsome battle he slew the beast with this very sword. The Lord Protector indicated the ornate sword that one of the royal guards was holding. It was the same sword with the jewelled handle that Alfred had seen used to cut the palms of the king's hands and draw his royal blood. The pictures in the Book of Albion showed the sword in the man's hand. Legend has it, continued the Protector, that once he had slain the beast, he drank its blood. Blue blood. Indeed, in the book, the griffin's blood was painted in blue. The people of Albion fell to their knees. They believed this man now had the power of the beast, the power of life and death over all of them, divine power, a power of a god. So that's why you need royal blood, guessed Alfred, trying to piece the parts of the Lord Protector's plan. If the first ever king of Albion, or Britain as it became known, had some of the griffin's blood mixed with his, then all of those in the royal line have a trace of the beast's blood within us. Exactly, exclaimed the Lord Protector. That's why you needed my father's blood to bring the beast back to life. Yes, and now, that's why he has none left. I need yours. This sent a chill down the boy's spine. Your evil mother, Nanny, tried to take it from me, but she failed. Where is she? Asked the Lord Protector. Dead. The Lord Protector paused for a moment. She made the ultimate sacrifice for me, her son. Thank you, Mother. Alfred shook his head. What a wicked pair. Why is the book so important in all of this? The Book of Albion has many clues as to how this terrifying beast might one day rise again, through the dark arts, chants and prayers and ancient maps, and royal blood dripping on a statue of the beast to bring it to life. The Lord Protector flicked through the pages of the book, which showed scenes of the griffin's resurrection. Alfred gulped, and he looked around the huge palace ballroom. There wasn't just the griffin, the other 9 of the king's beasts were placed around the map too. But why have you got all of the statues up from the vault, he asked. Because I've gone one further than the Book of Albion. If I can bring the griffin back to life, then why can't I bring all of the king's beasts back to life too? With them at my side, I and I alone will rule this kingdom and every other kingdom of the world forever. I will be the king of kings for all eternity. His eyes lit up with a demonic glee. You're nuts, was Alfred's not unreasonable response. Madness and genius are often intertwined, said the man. The Lord Protector turned to the guards. Hold out the prince's hand. Alfred struggled and struggled and struggled some more, but it was impossible to escape their clutches. Next, the Lord Protector was handed the ancient sword, a sword that had belonged to that very first king of Albion. He held it high above his head before slicing open the palm of the boy's hand. Ah! Screamed Alfred, and next the evil man guided the boy closer and closer to the statue of the griffin. His royal blood, which had left a trail on the floor, was now dripping on the eagle head of the statue. The guards held the boy's hand in place so more and more of the royal blood would drip. They began to chant, and the Lord Protector read aloud from the Book of Albion. It was Latin, and immediately the statue began to hum. Chapter 47, Super Being. I am going to read this. Yes, I will, because then it goes into the final part 5. I'll read this one. Hopefully I'll have time on my little film. Super Being. Gradually, the slow stone statue of the griffin started to glow. At first, it was like there was a light burning inside before the surface of the stone blazed like the sun. The flames began licking the side of the statue, and the heat was so blistering hot it singed Alfred's pyjamas. The Lord Protector grinned a ghoulish grin. His wicked plan was working. Alfred noticed that the other 9 statues of the king's beasts began to hum also. With the 10 beasts of fire under his control, the Lord Protector would be able to rule the world for eternity. There's the griffin glowing. The evil man continued reading from the ancient Book of Albion. The prince had to do something, and fast. He noticed that the royal guards either side of him had become distracted by the griffin coming to life. Now was his chance. With all his strength, Alfred pulled his arms together so the 2 guards' helmets bashed. Clunk! He found himself free. He surged forwards towards the Lord Protector. One of the guards managed to grab the boy's arm. Get off me! And in the struggle they fell hard against the glowing statue, knocking it over. Thunk! It toppled on top of the Lord Protector. Doof! The statue had become like molten lava. It burned the Lord Protector, and he convulsed on the ballroom floor in the most excruciating pain. Ah! The guards who were dotted around the room froze in fear. They didn't know what to do other than watch their evil leader writhe in agony. No! Cried the Lord Protector. This was Alfred's moment to flee. He rushed over to the king. Father, we have to get out of here, now! The king opened his eyes. I don't have the strength, son. You go. Flee for your life. Not without you. Son, look! The boy turned round to see the most horrifying sight. Far from killing the Lord Protector, the statue had melted with him to create one super being. Made of fire, the creature was half griffin, half man, and all monster. It stood on 2 legs, had the talons and wings of an eagle, the face of a man, the face of the Lord Protector. The guards began to escape. Even the all-seeing eye, which presumably had seen it all, couldn't believe its eye. It was trying to fly out of harm's way. However, this monster was growing, and as each second passed, the palace ballroom was becoming an inferno. There he is. Oh, my word. I didn't see that coming. The sword, son, the sword, said the king. Help me slay the beast. The ancient sword was in the hands of one of the guards, who was now running away. As he dropped it onto the ballroom floor in a rush to open the door, clang! Alfred raced and seized it. Then he helped his father to his feet and passed him the sword. It must have been at least 3 or 4 times the size of the king. He lifted it above his head heroically. I do this for Britain, he shouted. But before he could strike, the griffin breathed a deadly blast of fire on him. Woof! There he is with the sword. It turned him to ash in a heartbeat. Crumble! Oh no, I didn't see this coming either. All that was left of the king was a pile of black dust. No! No! Cried Alfred. The ancient sword fell to the floor. Oh. Clank! The blade broke clean in 2. Alfred snatched up the pieces and carried them off. Outside the ballroom windows, a group of revolutionaries had gathered, poised to burst into the palace itself. On seeing what had just happened, their expressions betrayed only horror. Alfred gestured for them to get back, and they hurriedly retreated. The griffin beat its mighty wings and began flying towards the boy, backing him into a corner. King Alfred, as he now was with his father gone, was prepared to meet his destiny. There he is, backed into the corner with the beast coming for him. Oh my word. It's on to the last part, part 5, the final reckoning. I don't know what's going to happen. It's very exciting. The plot twists. I want to read the rest now. I will do in a bit, and then I'll put it on the website. See you later for more Beast.